For Brenda Valentine, a trip to northern New Mexico during the fall is a time to refresh the mind and fill the freezer for winter. Elk hunting in this part of the world is second to none, as is the majesty of the mountain autumn. So with dreams of bugling bulls and mountain mornings, she and husband Barney Valentine arrive at the timbers of Chama, a familiar place with familiar faces.
We've been driving for 2 or 3 days. Oh gosh, it's beautiful out here.
Brenda, how you doing, dear?
Y'all look so good and everything's so pretty out here.
Glad to have you.
Well, we hit it right at the right timing.
Perfect.
Oh man.
This is my second elk hunt here, and it's one of those places, you know, you really look forward to coming. Not just for the hunting, but for the friendship, the accommodations, the food, the beauty of the surroundings. I mean, this is just one of those look forward to places.
Ruffled grouse.
Hosts and Timbers owners Bill and Rhonda Glisson found a unique combination of great elk habitat, climate, and terrain.
We have a great population of elk on all the ranches that we hunt. We hunt resident elk earlier on, and as our season progresses, it doesn't necessarily deteriorate, nor does the same animals get hunted all year. We start hunting different animals as new ones migrate in, and so our mid and late season hunts can be just as effective and just as much fun as an early season hunt.
Timbers itself is just a one of a kind. This is like a 5-star hotel with a down-home feeling.
You know, hunting the bull elk is not only one of the most majestic animals you can hunt on earth, but the fellowship and camaraderie and friendships that can be built and the food that you can enjoy while on such a task can all be combined together for the ultimate experience, and I believe that's what makes the Timbers of Chama.
The elk are already in the meadow, and they don't hang out long after daylight before heading up the mountain and out of reach.
The minute my feet hit the ground, we jumped out of the truck, elk were bugling, and they weren't very far away. So we walked down a little field road. We were literally right there in them. At one point, I felt like we were less than 50 yards. We just went from gut instinct and experience and proceeded on to the edge of the field through the cedars, trying to keep some cover all the time. And Bill says, "There's the bulls." Just right in our face, this big old bull standing broadside, and we've been out there, you know, 15 minutes.
You on him? Stop him, Bill. See him? Stop him.
Brenda Valentine is in New Mexico for the elk rut. This bull may be a shooter, but the sage is too high and it's not a safe shot.
I don't have a shot. He's behind brush.
This bull went into some brush, and about the time he got into the brush, you know, the camera began to get more light, and it was getting where he could see. And I think, you know, he was able to see the rack, but there wasn't a shooting opportunity then because the brush had his entire body covered. So it was just a bush with a big old, I think it was probably a 6x6 rack sticking out of the top.
Okay, he went on around.
But about the time that he got out of our sight, down on the right, there was a bull, there were several bulls, there was a lot of cows, a lot of commotion going on. There was one bull in particular, you know, he had a huge body, but he was, something was wrong with his rack over on the right side. He was a non-typical, it was just kind of clubbed up on the right side, and got the gun, the borrowed gun, on the shooting sticks, and we're looking, and all of a sudden he says, "There's the herd bull." My mind goes into overdrive. There are 100 things that I'm trying to consider at the same time. Foremost on this one was the borrowed gun, the unfamiliar with the gun. He assured me that his gun was dead on at 200 yards. He was walking and then he was trotting, and Bill did a cow call and it stopped him. There were some cows passing by and they moved on out, and he started after them, and Bill called again and he stopped. When he stopped that second time, that's when I shot. Looking back this way?
Yeah, broadside.
Over the years, I've learned that sometimes animals react differently. Sometimes they can be mortally hit and not show any indication, and if they're still standing, I am not opposed to shooting again and putting that animal down clean.
You got him. He's down. He's down. Hold on. Hold on.
Pretty. What is he, 5 by 5?
Yes, he is.
Yes. He's plenty good enough for me. Everything was just lined up for that morning. So when you get that offered to you, you take it, you're thankful, and don't question it. Things happen, but you just do what you can do, and you know, keep the spirit. And I found that it usually pays off. Isn't that right, Bill Glidson?
That's correct.
Get down here and touch this old bull of yours.
No, I think it's
Another
your bull.
Timbers bull. Well, I don't know. It's your bull and your gun. Oh,
New Mexico in autumn is a special time for Brenda Valentine. With the
Yeah.
colors in full splendor and the bulls bugling on the mountain meadows, the senses are renewed and the winter's freezer is replenished with the help of a borrowed rifle. But just as importantly, old friendships are rekindled here at the timbers of Chama. Oh, and just for the record, Barney Valentine took home his first bull elk on this trip, too.